all of you know how the formal structure is laid in any kind of organization. Now, what do you mean by formal structure? The official structure. Officially, the management or the decision-making body, they decide who will be placed in what position. Now, see how the positions you can see in an organization. Suppose there is top level management who are the ultimate boss and they have more authority or power. They have more authority, which means power, and their responsibility is not in the working level. Their responsibility is something how to earn profit, how to make clients, maintain client relationships, those who will give business to the organization for continuous running and achievement of the organization. They are the ones whose responsibility or work is to plan the upcoming projects, what are going to be the fields where the business will be investing their time, work, energy on so as to earn maximum profit. So that is there. They have the ultimate supreme power and they have certain responsibility. Now these decision making body, they also fix up the hierarchy of job position. That means who will be placed in what position, who will be the senior manager, who will be the manager, who will be team leader, and who will be the members working in the team. Now this entire thing, the job position, we also call it hierarchy of job position, the tree which shows you who will be the heading whom, who will be coming before whom, the entire thing is given by the management. So what can you see? The top management has his different set of authority and responsibility, having maximum power, and his responsibility varies. It is the next level of business you can call. They think about what has to be done in future. And then senior manager. Now senior manager means the person who heads the manager. He is having more authority than the manager who comes next to him in the job position or the job level with a certain responsibility. So every job position you will see, they have their own set of authority or power and they have their own set of responsibility. And the ones who come in the top level, that is prior to manager, he will have more authority. Similarly, more than the team leader, the manager will have authority. More than the manager, the senior manager will have authority. And more than senior manager, the top level management. So power generally is more in the top level. Okay? And every job roles, whether senior manager, team leader, or the group members, so whichever, whether you fall in the top level management or middle level or lower level, you all will be entitled with some kind of work. Of course, there is a purpose of you being taken into the job. So some kind of work or responsibility is assigned at all levels and some kind of power is also given at all levels. Now, those who are, let me consider A, B, C, D are the team members and they are the lowest in the job position. Now, the least job position you have, if you come to the lowest job position, you will have only responsibility or work and there will be lack of power belonging to the low levels in any kind of job position. Now, what do you mean by delegation of authority? Now, you know these all job positions, they are fixed up by whom? In case of formal structure, they are fixed up by management or the decision making body. That who will be the senior manager, who will be manager, team leader, and who will be the members. And with each job position, what comes? The two things, the responsibility factor, the work is different for every job position, and the power or the authority. That is, power is also different in all the job positions. Obviously, a senior manager is more powerful than a manager, A manager is more powerful than the team leader. Now, what do you mean by delegation of authority? Delegation of authority or transfer of authority means, suppose the senior manager, now just concentrate over here, the senior manager has his own responsibility and power. Now his responsibility and powers compared to the manager's responsibility and power are much more, and he had to focus on many different areas of the business. So what he will do, if he considers that the manager is efficient enough to handle, then what happens, he will transfer some of his responsibility to the manager. Now giving only responsibility or work to be done by the manager, it will be a kind of harassment, because the manager or no one enjoys only workload. So the senior manager not only shares the workload with him, but he also gives him a certain power. Suppose senior manager has the power to hire or fire the team leader. He can, if they want a team leader, they can recruit, and if they don't want someone, then they can fire him also. So suppose the senior manager, instead of handling this power, he gives that power to the manager. Suppose he tells that the manager that you know your team leaders well, because the team leaders are the ones who report to the manager. So the managers might be knowing them well, and I am giving you the responsibility to hire and fire them. That means the manager gets a part of the senior manager's responsibility or power to hire the team leader if he needs any kind of leader is required for a particular work, and if he finds that somebody is inefficient, he can deploy him from his particular employment. So here what happens? Here the transfer of responsibility as well as power happens from a senior or a superior to his subordinate. Now we will talk about the benefits of delegation of authority. Now when the senior manager gives a part of responsibility and power to the manager, the senior manager is free to look into some more important issues of the business. So he gets time over there. Number 2, the manager, he is working under the senior manager and he feels that his work is being realized, his efforts are being shown, and he is considered efficient, for which he is given some workload, at the same time some power. So he will be very happy, he will be satisfied, his morale will increase. So in every job, whatever job position you get in future, you will always want yourself to be recognized, for which you will put in more and more effort. So the manager feels that the senior manager by trust has given him this. That means he is efficient enough to do that, and it will boost up his morale. He will try to be more productive and show efficient results. Now, everyone wants recognition, and that manager will also enjoy such recognition. And senior manager, every role was given their own set of responsibility and power by the top level management. Now here what happens, here the responsibility and the power is given just by your immediate superior to the subordinate. Senior manager is basically transferring his workload and his power, which he is only entitled to enjoy by the top level management. So if the manager, upon entrustment of the work and the authority power, if he misuses the power or if he fails to bear the responsibility, who will be accountable? Who will be answerable? The top management will not call the manager, because it was not given to the manager. If he does fault in his responsibility or power given to him, then the manager will be answerable. But when the senior manager shares his power or responsibility with manager, and if the manager cannot turn out efficient, cannot handle it properly, then the senior manager only will be called. He will only be answerable because he has by his own risk transferred the responsibility and authority by his own judgment to the manager. It was not the work of the manager. So who will be accountable or answerable? The senior manager, because he has entrusted or transferred his own powers and responsibility to the manager, which was not given in the formal structure by the management of the organization. Now, so the senior manager also knows that he needs to supervise the manager so that he is not at fault. So these are basically the merits of decentralization. Number one, a suitable entrustment or transfer boosts up the morale of the subordinates, and it also helps superiors to focus on their work. Continuously, the superiors can speculate and control the work so that it is devoid of any mistakes. And number four, who is ultimately answerable? The person who is transferring the responsibility and the authority that comes with his job role, he will be the ultimate person answerable.